Hey there guys, it's Lee here. Welcome to another video. This is a monthly update video on my Bitcoin casino investments. So it's actually a little bit late. I normally do it on the 18th of the month, but I had a few little hiccups. So the actual video has been delayed by a day or two. It's actually the 20th. So yeah, I normally do it on the 18th, but it's actually the 20th. So two of the problems that I had, one was Satoshi Dice changed their login process. Normally you just use a secret URL, but they changed it so that you had to register the email address. I went through that process, but then they didn't send me a verification email, so then I contacted the support and then they didn't get back to me, so it caused issues. In the end, I just re-registered with a different email address and a verification come through, and that all worked. So that was one issue that was causing delays. The other one was Digit.io, which is a new site that I invested in, has gone offline and is actually in fact still offline. I'll talk more about that later, but I just wanted to give it an extra day to see whether it come back online. So with this video, what I'm doing is there's 5 separate casinos, and I've rolled them all into one video and do it more on like an update on a monthly basis. I did start off just with Satoshi Dice and Just Dice, and then I added 3 new sites on afterwards. So let's jump into it. What I'm going to do is for this one is change the format a little bit. So in the previous videos I kind of went site by site and then went through the actual profits and earnings on a case by case kind of basis. But what I'm going to do with this one is I'm just going to go through each of the sites all in one go, get down all the details, and then at the end I'll do more of a summary, and then that way I think it'll just be easier to compare each of the sites in comparison to their previous month and stuff like that. So I think it will show the results better. It might be easier to see, and also it kind of takes the pressure of me trying to work out the exact details whilst I'm making this video at the same time. So let's jump into it. So the first site is Satoshi Dice, and it is month 4 for Satoshi. So the original investment was 0.04 Bitcoin, and let's see where we are. I'm pretty sure they've changed the actual layout of this as well, because I'm not seeing the actual link that I want, which is the investment link. Okay guys, we are making progress now, albeit very slowly. So with Satoshi Dice, I just kind of got hung up for a couple of minutes looking for the investment tab, which they've moved, and they've actually changed it to this Bet on the House. That took a little while to find, just because they've changed the interface. But when you click on Bet on the House, nothing actually, in fact none of these top tabs will work. But it's actually because of Satoshi Dice is just not working well with the Safari browser. So what I've done is I've just logged into on the actual computer next to me. If I use Firefox on the PC, and then what I'll do is I'll show you the other window, which is the game capture. So then you can see that this is the Satoshi Dice now, and it's Firefox. So if I just go on to Bet on the House now, you'll see it updates like it's supposed to, but within Safari it doesn't. So anyway, we can get the details that we need to get from here. So Satoshi Dice, you need to sort your shit out. It's kind of annoying. So I'm just going to get the number so we can see it's the current portfolio value is 0.04377. I think I've done it to 5 digits before. That's actually 6 digits technically. Anyway, okay, so and we can also see the profit since the last withdrawal. There's never been any withdrawals on this account, so 0.0377. Yeah, so after the point, or after the decimal point, then we're going down to 5 digits. I think that's what I did in the previous videos. So let's okay, so let's close that. Don't need that anymore. So that's Satoshi Dice, first one out of the way, which is overly complicated. Anyway, let's move on. Next one is Just Dice, or just-dice.com, which is actually in Clams. So the current portfolio amount is 20.429 and 22, and the profit today is 2,007,60. Okay, that's Just Dice. Next one is bitdice.me. It's still logged in there. If I go to the investment tab. Okay, so this is actually one of the newer casino investments, and so this is actually month 2. Satoshi Dice and Just Dice are on month 4, but BitDice is on month 2. So let's get the current balance is 0.10009, and the profit is 0.00009. Yeah, just going down to 5 digits there. Okay, so that's that. Next one we've got is Safe Dice. So let's go to the investment tab there. Okay, so our current investment portfolio value, you can actually see, is actually down. The original investment was 0.1 Bitcoin, and we're at 0.09, so that's a slight loss we can see. So at 0.09564. We can see the profit is 0.00. It's actually a loss there. Need to make sure I record that. 435. Okay, so that leaves our next one, which is Digit.io, and that site is still down. I did actually have a look on the Bitcoin Talk forums. There's a lot of chatter on there that basically they might have just closed down or done a runner, but there's nothing definitive. It doesn't look good. It has been a couple of days now, so hopefully that hasn't gone. Hopefully it just hasn't gone, because that will be a write-off of that investment. And it was 0.10 Bitcoin as well. So if that's gone, that kind of blows the whole, this little mini portfolio. That'll be hard to recover from. That was one of the bigger investments. Obviously not a huge investment. It was about $40 at the time, but to try and make that $40 back from these other sites, that's going to be long. So that won't be great if that has gone. Okay, so that's the actual figures that I need. What I'm going to do now is just pause this video, and then I'll do like an on-screen capture of all the details, and I'll just compare this month to last month, and then try and share some of those extra details with you. Okay guys, so I've gone through all the numbers, and I've put those on screen. You'll see those in front of you. Tried to arrange them in a way that sort of is understandable, makes sense, and kind of relays the important information. So the first site was SatoshiDice.com, and we are on month 4 for that particular site. So out of all the ones that I've just sort of run through, the Satoshi site, barring the login in issues, is a site that's really doing quite well. So month 4 return, for the return just for the month on its own, we have 0.00118 Bitcoin. So that's a return for the actual month itself. It's 2.7%. It's the monthly return. The total return today is 0.00377. Just double check that. And that's a total return on the original investment, which was 0.4 Bitcoin, is 9.4% return. So that's really good. So yeah, it's averaging about 2.5% each month, roughly, a little bit less than that, 2.4% per month. So yeah, Satoshi Dice is doing really well, and I'm really pleased with that particular site. So okay, let's move on to the next site. The next one you'll see on screen is just-dice.com, which is the Clamcoin base site. This one's doing really well also. So for month 4 return, the return on the actual month basis was 0.6146 clams, and that's a 3.1% return on the month. Really good again. The total return to date is a little bit over 2 clams, and that gives us a total return to date of 10.8%. So that site is doing really good as well. So yeah, really nice performance from Just Dice. That's going well there. Next one we have is bitdice.me. So this one is kind of complicated to work out at first because we started off with a loss in the first month, a slight small loss in the first month. So the first month return was like I said, that small loss of 0.009. So then we had to kind of work from this negative point. And so yeah, if you notice any errors, then please feel free to correct me. It's getting a bit late and I'm a bit tired. The brain is a little bit frazzled. So yeah, in the first month it was a loss of 0.009. Month 2, we've actually kind of recovered from that loss to the same amount actually. So we've actually made, kind of sounds complicated, but we've actually made 0.00018, which brings us up to 0.00009, but this time it's actually a positive. So that's kind of, because it's the same numbers, it's kind of difficult to word, and also dealing with multi decimal sort of places is still quite hard work, I think, compared to whole numbers. So anyway, so that's a return of, on the monthly return, is 0.18% on the month basis, so that's quite good. Well, actually, it's not good. I said it's quite good. It's good compared to the previous month, but compared to the other sites, it's not actually very good at all. And our total return is 0.09%. Because this particular site is not actually on screen, I might just update it. But the original investment with bitdice.me was actually 0.1 Bitcoin, so about $40. And it's only returned in the second month. It's returned just a very small fraction of that compared to Satoshi Dice. That's averaging 2.5% a month. And also the original investment was much smaller as well, but it's all, kind of proportional. But yeah, BitDice is it's in the right direction now, but albeit very, very slowly. Okay, so moving on, the next site is safedice.com, and this site is doing poorly. So month 1 we made a small loss of 0.00161, so that was our starting basis. So we started off with a loss. Month 2, the losses have actually increased. So for month 2 we lost another 0.00274. So that brings us to a total loss of 0.00435. So since starting, we've managed to lose 0.00435, so in 2 months. So I was kind of hoping, month 1 was a loss, and then month 2 I was kind of hoping to recover back from that, but it's actually been even worse. Has it been even? No, it's not been worse in the first month, but it has been still a loss, although it's be a smaller loss, but it's still, still a loss in the second month. I think with Satoshi Dice though, the actual house edge is only 0.5%, whereas pretty much all the other sites, the house advantage is 1% at least. So I think that is what is taking Safe Dice quite a long time, but considering once again this is also a 0.1 Bitcoin investment, it's not really going particularly well. So I think I might give that another month, and if it doesn't show signs of significant improvement, I think it'll be time to withdraw those funds and put them into something else. Okay, so the last one on the list was Digit.io, and in the first month it was actually I've got it written there as a loss, but it wasn't. It was actually a very small profit of 0.00036, which equates to 0.3% in the first month. So the first month is actually off to a slow start, quite small, but at least it was a positive. And then month 2, like I say, on the 18th, I tried to log into the site. The site is offline, and it's now the 20th. Tried to log in again, site's completely offline. So we don't really know how it's going to go with that particular site. Hopefully it comes back online, but I guess we'll just have to see next month. So that's it, guys. That is the total of the 5 Bitcoin casino sites. Hopefully you found this video useful. I'm always open to hearing your thoughts, suggestions, and you're hearing about your sort of crypto investments. So if you've got anything like that, then just put that in the comments below. And yeah, I appreciate the feedback and the interaction. So yeah, let me know what you guys are doing, or any thoughts and suggestions are always appreciated. So till next time, guys, take care.